life is too perfect for us just to be born to do absolutely nothing, because we're way too complex for something to come by itself. Like, can I just bring this mic all with all the components inside from freaking thin air? No, I have to create it. So how can people say it's such complex systems in our body, which is freaking insanely complex? How can this stuff just come by itself? It can't. So this goes, and this gives us evidence that we are not just created randomly, and that we're actually created with a purpose. We're created to do something. I don't know what religion you believe in. I'm a Muslim. I believe that I was created so that I can worship God and that I can be successful, so that when I die, I can get to the next life, the afterlife. That's what I believe as a Muslim. You might believe other things, but if I know that my time is limited, if I know that like my existence is to worship God and to make sure that I'm there good for the next life, that already gives me a purpose. What we are typically looking for is, like, we need this drive. Like, my friend was telling me the other day, he was like, bro, like, I just don't feel this drive anymore. I don't feel this drive to work hard. I don't feel this drive to succeed. I don't feel this drive to do good in my life. And even one of my other friends was telling me, like, bro, I don't have a reason, like, to succeed. I don't have a reason. Like, I genuinely don't have a reason to succeed. I don't have a reason uh to hit the, like, just, he doesn't have a reason to become successful. He's like, "Oh, I'm just kind of, I was kind of raised with a lot of privileges in my life. So I don't have this need really to succeed." And I was genuinely thinking about that, because, like, even me, like, I was born privileged. I was born in a nice household. I wasn't born in poverty. So how come I have this big drive, this big need to go chase greatness? I have my own things. For example, to give you a story, I was raised very privileged, right? But being raised privileged comes with good and bad, and the bad typically is a lot worse, because when someone is privileged, when someone is raised with, like, soft, like, kind of like this soft upbringing, like, everything is soft, everything is comfortable, really nothing hard, like, for the most part. Of course, there are some hard times, sure. I couldn't become mature quickly, right? Like, I couldn't become mature. And when I was raised, when I moved to Canada at the age of 8, I was raised, I was introduced to things like video games at the age of 8, 9, which I never really played much video games when I used to live back from in Bangladesh, where I'm from. And so, like, I just used to play like, I just got obsessed with video games. I didn't have any consoles at home, but I would go to my friend's house, my best friend at the time. I would go to his house, and we would literally play on his PS3. We would play like Black Ops 2, Rayman Legends, Midnight Club, or whatever. Like, we would play all these games. And I just got more obsessed and more obsessed with games, to the point where, on my computer, like, I started playing Roblox. I started grinding Minecraft and all this stuff, and I was obsessed with games. The games got me. Like, I think I have a pretty, what do you call it? I have a addictive personality. So if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna go all the way. I don't know where that stemmed from. I don't know where that came from, but that's the personality I have. So if I'm gonna get on self improvement, I'm gonna get on self improvement. If I'm gonna go play a game, I'm gonna go play a game. Like, I'm gonna become the best at this game. So I used to grind these games. I used to play so much. Like, it used to be so much fun back then. Games were so much fun back then. I remember playing like Roblox. Like, I don't know. Okay, this maybe you never did this. I was kind of like, at the age of like 8, 9, or 8. I used to play like Roblox, like role play games, and like Phantom Forces. Like, you would, like, Call of Duty, Roblox. I don't know, bro. Minecraft PvP, Minecraft survival games. All of this. Oh my goodness, bro. So much fun. Anyways, but soon and soon and soon, as time goes on, these video games kind of took over me, and since I was so comfortable, I didn't really focus on school. I didn't focus on studying. And because these games gave me like so much purpose and like meaning in a way. The games are like all I had because it gave me this sense of progression and it gave me this sense of like leadership and winning and status. In the real world, I was a freaking failure. Like I didn't do good in school for most of the time. I used to do very good in school back when I used to live back home. But after coming to Canada, I completely forgot my academics. And as time and time goes on, you're still a little kid. I'm still like 10, 11, so I'm still having fun. But I'm not catching up with the curriculum. I don't even know half the stuff that's happening in school. I'm just kind of, and in the Canadian system, in the education system here, you just get pushed. There are no consequences here. Like you can do really bad in grade four, like grade I said grade 14, and grade four, grade five, grade. You can do really really bad. You only really start getting some consequences back maybe when you're in high school, but for most of elementary and middle school, you don't get any consequences whatsoever. So you can just do whatever and have a bunch of fun, and you will still like they'll still keep pushing you to higher grades. I wasn't saying I was super dumb, but I just didn't care much. So either way, let's just say that was taking a toll on me mentally because I realized like my friends were actually doing good in school and people around me were doing good in school, and every single time I sat down to study, I literally could not study. I literally could not focus. I just thought about the video games. I just wanted to play the video game. That's where I felt alive. That's where I felt like I was winning. Why would I do this stuff? I'm already bad at school. I justified it by saying I'm bad at school. All I really needed was a couple hours of practice every single day, and I would be caught up to every single A plus student. I would be caught up to the class. But of course, I was like 11, 12. So I kept playing these video games. I got my PS4. I kept playing FIFA, GTA 5, and all. I kept playing, kept playing, kept playing. But it got to the point where I just became so soft. I know I was one of those kids that never really helped his parents. I was one of those kids that never helped them in the backyard, freaking like mowing the lawn. I barely mowed the lawn myself. I was never one of those kids that helped their parents like renovate the house or do hard things. I was that's all the things I had. Like the only good thing I had back then going for me was soccer or football. Like I was still am gotta boast. I'm kidding, but I was pretty good at soccer. I used to play for a team and everything. That's the only thing that happened for me. And you know what? That went, even that went after my car crash at the age of 14. At the age of 14, I think. The only thing that was keeping me somewhat disciplined was soccer, but even that went for me. And all I was just doing now was eating and playing Fortnite. And this is when Fortnite was getting super, super, super popular. And so this is when I played so much Fortnite. I just played like 8, 9 hours a day. This is again, remember, I have an addictive personality. And so if I really believe I can get like good at something, and if I really like this thing, I'm gonna get as good at it as possible. And that was my new purpose. My new purpose, forget soccer, forget football, whatever. Forget, other stuff, forget school. My new way of like improving myself or succeeding was through Fortnite. I was gonna become a professional Fortnite player. I played Fortnite for years, years, years. I got better and better and better. Tried out for like some small teams or whatever. Didn't end up making it professional in Fortnite whatsoever. Didn't even end up becoming a Fortnite content creator, which I was trying to be. So that even went. Long story short, in grade 12, I moved to a new school, to a new city. And I didn't really have any of my old friends, right? So in the new school, I did not want to go whatsoever. I wasn't even caught up with school. I wasn't caught up with the work. So forget paying attention in class. I did not know how I was in grade 12. I somehow were just past my way here. I somehow got into the senior year of high school somehow. I wasn't saying I was like a 40 student, but I just don't know how I was here because I'm not even paying attention in class. And it got to the point where I almost failed grade 12. Because remember, when you get to a senior year of high school, you're seen as more of an older teenager, right? Maybe not an adult, but you're seen as more of an older teenager. You're expected to do things now. You're expected by your parents to take care of yourself. You're expected to be a little bit more mature. But I was still a grade 12 kid, a senior in high school, and I was still acting immature. I was still acting like a child. All I would do is just sleep late, wake up late. Literally got to the point where my parents couldn't wake me up. And I missed like a lot of my classes for school because I just kept sleeping in. Like they would literally barge in through the door right there. You can't see it, but they would barge in through the door, and like it would be like 11 a.m. and they would be like, "What are you doing?" Like, and they were trying their hardest. I just did not want to go to class. I would just sleep in, sleep in, sleep in, sleep in. I would be skipping classes. I'd be skipping classes. I remember one time I was in a math class, statistics, and I was caught in the morning at 8 a.m. I was caught in the morning by the teacher for watching Valorant gameplay. Remember, I'm in grade 12 and I was caught in class watching people playing games, and she took me outside, and she was one of the more stricter teachers, but she took me outside and she's like, "What are you doing? Like, you're not serious and all of this stuff, and you're going to fail high school." And I don't know, bro. I was pretty much just parents pretty much almost gave up on me at this point. Like they didn't even give a crap about school. Like they wanted me to do is go to university, and just like they didn't give a crap about my academics at that point. They barely even asked me for my grades. Everyone almost gave up on me. Fast forward first year university, I somehow got in. In fact, this is my FTE. You know, the F this moment, F this event, when it was December of 2022, or November, around that time, when I pretty much hit my most depressive moment in my life. You thought that after me getting scolded by the teacher and almost failing grade 12, almost failing because of missed classes, to be honest with you, like I had to take like freaking private school classes just so I can get to university. Yeah, this is a story that I never told anyone before. But I'll tell you guys. I had to take private school, just to get to university. So my marks would not be a freaking egg. And you know, private school classes, like I'm telling you, they do all the work for you, bro. Like I didn't even do I didn't do any of the work. I use like online freaking, like all the questions are online. Anyways, I cheated my way in freaking private school. You know, private school has no like classes. You just do the course on your own. Anyways, I can go on for freaking days. I got to university, same thing remained. Didn't give a crap. I started hitting the gym a little bit with one of my friends, but still didn't give a crap. I just wanted to chase girls, honestly. I just wanted a girlfriend. Like that's all I wanted at this point. University is when I starved myself. So the prior to university, I went on vacation to Dubai, and I went to back home to Bangladesh. And when I went there, I just starved myself because I just wanted to be skinny. I was tired of being skinny fat. I was tired of being fat and ugly. I looked like I was 15 or 14 in an 18-year-old's body. And I was tired of being so ugly and grabbing my love handles. So I just freaking, what's the word? Starved myself for like 3-4 months, and I lost like freaking weight. I just got so skinny after that. Of course, I wanted to get skinny because I wanted to look good. I started acting like those like TikTok e-boys, you know, super skinny little e-boys, little freaking low testosterone e-boys. I started buying like e-boy clothing, like I just look like a freaking TikTok like dance, like one of those freaking white boys that just dance on the screen. Like look at like I don't know, but I look like a freaking woman. Like I look very feminine. That's what I mean. And I was very feminine. I was freaking weak. I was a twig, freaking depressed. And the worst yet, I thought I learned my lesson. I didn't. I was failing university. In fact, I was on something called academic probation. That's when you have such a low GPA that you have to restrict yourself to only taking 3 classes. And if you don't pass these 3 classes, you will get kicked out of university. So I was on the verge of getting kicked out of university. Not only was I on the verge of getting kicked out of university, I was just self-sabotaging myself and wasting everything in my life. I was playing games till 3 a.m., 2 a.m., waking up sleep deprived for university, so I can barely focus on class, come home, play games, post on Instagram, pretend like I'm having fun, escape into, you know, just escape. So that was that. And it was just continuous cycle where I was just now at one point I was just like, F this, bro. I have zero purpose in my life. I feel depressed. I have no motivation. I have zero drive. I have zero anything. I haven't achieved anything in my life. I'm behind. I'm literally failing classes. I had such bad mental health. And then in November, I said F this and decided to do something to change my life. What I just described, many of you might be in right now. Many of you might be, going through this right now. Maybe you're a university student who's just in the moment of FTE, F this event, F this, like I need to change. Maybe you're a young adult. Maybe you're working in a job and you're just like, my life is just so dull and purposeless, and I haven't achieved anything with my life, and I'm just been doing the same thing for years and years and years. I feel like I'm wasting it all away. Maybe you're not, you feel insecure by the way you act, by the way you speak, and you just want to see a new version of yourself. You want to see a version of yourself that's different to what you're seeing now. I mean, you might be addicted to, corn and bad habits. The way you can bring back drive. Sorry, it took so long to explain my story. I don't know why I even explained it. Literally, I didn't even know why I was explaining my entire story. I just kept going. But the way you can really bring back drive in your life is like you don't look for drive, and you don't use drive as a freaking excuse to not do the good habits. When my friend was asking me like, yo, the reason why I'm not really doing anything with my life is because like I don't have drive, to go to the gym. I don't have drive, and I'm just telling him, no wonder you don't have drive. You don't have drive because drive is a compounding effect. The feeling of like drive, it has to compound. You only feel drive once you've been already achieving things. So the more you achieve things, the more you want to achieve more things. That's how you feel drive. That's how you feel this testosterone boost. How can remember, drive comes from testosterone, right? Most of our testosterone has been a record low. The world we're living in today, men have the lowest testosterone in history. How can we expect to have drive? You should not improve yourself and not improve yourself if you don't have drive. This is what I need you to understand. Drive comes from compounding different things. The issue is you don't want to improve or you don't want to change is because you don't feel drive, right? Like, I don't feel the drive to go to the gym. For you, going to the gym is extremely difficult. For you, doing the work, waking up early is extremely difficult. Maybe sleeping early is extremely difficult. Maybe doing any of the good habits or just staying productive on your side hustle or whatever the frick you want to do is extremely difficult. Maybe you come home from class or work and you just scroll your days away, and that's your life. And again, same thing. If that is your habit and it's extremely difficult to do the good habits, you got it all wrong. What you need to, okay, this is what I need to understand, okay? The good habits, it's not a bridge. Okay, and I'll explain what that means. Most of us do these good habits like we pretend, or we try to wake up early, or we try to meditate, or we try to go to the gym. And then after a while, the reason why you quit all of these things is because you're like, oh, like what the frick? Like I'm not even like changing. I'm still the same person. So there's no point of doing them. Like one of my friends has a very hard time going to the gym. Even though he wants to go to the gym, but like every single time he does it, he does it for a couple of days and he stops. And I told him, you're going in with the wrong idea, right? Like if you're gonna go to the gym, and then with the idea of like, oh, I need a physique and I need this and I need to get a six pack, and then you're not getting it. So you're like, oh, never mind, doesn't work. It's like those people who try to diet. There's people that try to diet. It's New Year's resolution. New Year's Eve, whatever, New Year's Day, they start a new diet, and then a couple of weeks later, oh, I'm not really losing the weight. I thought I would be losing weight. Oh, okay, that means it doesn't work. No, I'm gonna stop dieting, and then they go back to their old ways. I'm gonna give you the secret to truly enjoying the good habits, and the secret to bringing drive back into your life. Motivation slash drive is not found, it's earned. Motivation and drive is not found, it's earned. You only feel motivated and driven after you've already been driving. If you haven't even started the car, how do you expect the car to be revving? Like let's just be honest here. If the car has no fuel inside it, it's empty. The gas is empty. How do you expect it to drive? You need to add the fuel in the car. You need to add fuel to your will. You need to add fire. The fire inside of you is barely there. And you need to add that fuel slowly and slowly for that fire to start rekindling and to grow and to keep going until it becomes a freaking insane like flaming fire. Like a fire takes a while for it to become like insanely big, right? Like it has to go through like, for example, let's just say you have like a very hot rock or something, like, like it's not like it hasn't caught fire yet, but you can see like it has the opportunity to catch fire. You start adding, whatever to like, you start adding more things. Slowly it's rekindling. Slowly you see little bit of fire, but then it goes away. But then you add more. You add more material. I don't know how to really start a fire, but like you add more wood. You add more. Maybe you have fuel. I don't know. You add more things on top of it, and slowly it's getting a little bit. You see a little bit of fire coming out. Okay, it's growing. It's growing. It's growing. And you add more. You add more. You add more. You add more. Slowly it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you keep adding more until it just becomes a self-flaming fire. It just becomes a fire and it stays like that. Obviously, you still have to maintain it. It's like how you start a fireplace, right? If you have like a campfire, I mean, like you keep adding wood on top until it starts growing and growing and growing, and you have to keep adding wood for it to maintain. Your fire isn't flaming. It's not. It's still at the stage of like it has the opportunity to start flaming. It's still not flaming yet. The secret to getting that drive and motivation is you have to change your entire mindset and how you look at discipline, how you look at the good habits, and how you look at the bad ones. Right now, you are forcing yourself to do the good habit. It feels forced. Oh, I don't want to wake up early, but I gotta do it anyway. And you know what? You have to go through that little initial stage. It's not gonna feel good because you're doing something that's different to how you were living before. It's going to hurt. But the reason why you quit, you have no issue starting it. The reason why you quit living a successful or a fulfilling, purposeful life where you're doing the good habits, the reason why you quit that life is because you're doing it for the results. You're doing it for the results. I'm going to be honest here. I have to praise God for this. I have to really thank God. Like, Allah, thank you so much for this. Why? When I started the self-improvement journey, I didn't do the good habits for most of them. I didn't do most of the good habits to get a certain results. I'll be honest with you. Like, I wanted a nice body. I wanted a good physique. Sure. But I really didn't just go to the gym just for the physique in and of itself. Because if I did, I would quit. The reason, or the way I did it, the way I was so consistent with my self-development journey, the way I made it full-time, I was on full-time self-improvement. Why? How? Is because I used the good habits as an escape from my old self. This is why I say we need to be capable. Right? That's my only mission. I just want to be the most capable version of myself. I use the good habits as an escape from my old self. So instead of doing the habits for a certain result, I just did the habits for the betterment of my life. And I left it at that. I slept early because it gives me purpose. I wake up early because it gives me purpose. I'm working, it gives me purpose. I do my homework, it gives me purpose. I go to the gym, it gives me purpose. It finally allows me to see myself improving and winning. It finally allows me to see myself doing things of my life, finally taking control of the freaking disgusting life that I lived, the privileged life that I lived that I took for granted. It finally allows me to grow as a human being when I felt like a little kid compared to my friends and my peers. I felt like an immature kid. It finally allows me to take control of myself. Finally, I'm feeling like a sense of like purpose. I'm feeling my mental health is growing. I'm feeling happier. Playing the hours of video games didn't make me happier despite it being so fun at the beginning. But doing the hours of hard work and then ending it made me feel so happy. And then, I started appreciating life. I started being grateful for the things around me. You might be like, what's the point of journaling? Why do these guys journal? Why do these guys wake up early? Why do these guys, you can still make money without journaling. That's not the point. It's all about just seeing a better version of yourself. You know, I just told my friend that day, just do the habits just because it makes you a better person. Just do that. I just told him, just do them because it's better for you. Forget about getting a freaking six pack, big physique. Forget about any of that. Just go to the gym because it's better for you. Just do these things because it's better for you. Wake up early, meditate, journal. This is actionable steps, by the way. Wake up early, make your bed, meditate, journal, hit the shower, cold or hot. Again, you're at the beginning stage. Don't consume in the morning because it's better for you. And the more you take away the instant gratification, the more you appreciate the little things in life. And the more you appreciate the little things in life, the more you get happier. The more you get happier, the more you feel purposeful. The more you feel purposeful, the more you want to do things with your time. The more you want to achieve things. It becomes a snowball effect. Just by me journaling in the morning, every single morning, I talk about what I'm grateful for. And I've been doing this for years. Of course, I missed some months and stuff like that, but I've been doing this for years, right? Just by me journaling, it makes me grateful for the things around me. And it allows me and it forces me to be grateful for the little things in life. And the more grateful I am towards life, towards God, towards Allah, the more grateful I am to live, the more I will cherish it and use the time. You see, those people, like my old self, that used to waste all the time in opportunities and privileges that we're born with, we're ungrateful, which is why we waste it all. People that are grateful, you realize they cherish the things that they're grateful for. They truly cherish it and they try to make the most out of it. They will never waste opportunities because they're so grateful for this opportunity. A person who's grateful to get a job, not because he has ego, not because I deserve this job. He's just grateful to get a job. He's gonna do so much better than those who are like, oh yeah, I deserve this job anyway. Yeah, like this job is below me. The person who is grateful, he's gonna like, I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm gonna make the most out of this. So I recommend, if you're someone who's struggling with drive and purpose, motivation, whatever, stop looking for it. Stop looking for the drive. Stop looking for any of that. And rather, the good habits that you've been delaying, do them for the betterment of your life without any expectations. Without any expectations whatsoever. Do them for the betterment of your life. And you'll see how much your life changes. If you're new, follow me on my Instagram, bro. I know this video, I was like, I got so freaking deep in this video. I didn't realize like how freaking passionate I got. But if you want to see more videos like this, of course, stick by, join the movement, join the community. I genuinely want to have a community of just like men on self-improvement, high achieving men who want to become the most capable self. Like that's all I really care about. And if one person can improve from this, that's what matters. Let me know, comment down below if you're new and if this video helped you. I love you guys. Follow my Instagram if you want to see more like videos like this but shorter. And I'll see you boys on the next one.